I'm Norman.
I'm Devon.
And this is Pillow Talk Podcast.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, just to kind of introduce ourselves, I'm currently a P3, third year pharmacy student at UT Austin College of Pharmacy.
I'm a P4, a fourth year pharmacy student, also at UT College of Pharmacy, in the middle of rotations right now. But it's going great. meeting a lot of people. A lot of avenues opening up, which we'll discuss on here. But I guess we want to talk a little bit about what our interests are apart from pharmacy.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So currently, my career interests lie in like pharmaceutical industry and/or digital health because I have an internship at Digital Pharmacists Incorporated.
So you mentioned obviously digital pharmacy, but so where do your interests fall into that? Like digital pharmacy is kind of like such a broad term. Like what are your like specific like?
Well, specifically with kind of what I'm doing in my internship and how it relates to what else I'm doing, it's centered around just communication in general. It's helping independent pharmacists communicate more easily or just more efficiently with their patients and increasing the revenue in that manner, or giving them more time to do more clinical workflows like doing more immunizations, doing more MTMs or medication therapy management. Giving them more time to do the things that the pharmacists are capable of. And with that, where I think digital pharmacy comes in is, in general, utilizing technology to just make us more efficient and better clinicians. Not necessarily, and I think that's a big misconception with when pharmacists or people in pharmacy or pharmacy technicians, when they hear about digital or technology or automation or anything like that, they automatically think that they're going to lose their jobs or anything. But from my point of view, from all the conferences I've been to and all the people I've talked to on LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever I've been networking, everything points to the pharmacists that actually are going to survive everything or thrive are the ones who are actually going to be able to use technology against the ones that won't be able to use it.
Yeah, and then we've had the discussion too, just with, the whole, pandemic situation, not necessarily creating a need or creating that demand. Like it was already there
for sure
for the convenience of digital health and communications through other avenues, networking through all these digital platforms. Like it's just been accelerated. It's been catalyzed by the situation, and like I've been so lucky, transitioning into a couple of my interests. So lucky to be involved in media before before pharmacy came along.
Right.
And I always thought, so basically, I'm looking at a residency, right? Yeah. So that's still in the works. I still want to, hone down on my clinical knowledge, be able to like know what patients need to know and what providers need to know, what any type of healthcare provider needs to know.
Yeah.
But I got into videos and music, which are my passions apart from
that's
pharmacy.
Why we got this whole setup right
here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could see outside of these cameras, like
I'll be able to see in the BTC.
And behind the scenes, But so I was involved in that. My dad got me into drums really, really young. So I ended up getting into music production, and that kind of took off for a long time. I was just learning. And when I say take off, like nothing ever big happened with it. Yeah. But in my mind, it was like a sponge. So it was music, and then eventually I was like, well, I want to do music videos for my music, right? Started off as like humor videos, stuff that was just dumb, as kids you're making, but kind of got used to a camera.
It was just fun.
Yeah,
right?
And then music started getting a little bit more serious about that, really still learning the whole time, going into college and everything. I was still learning about music stuff. Got into college, got into the camera thing as well, right? Like it was videos at that point. Going down rabbit holes.
You were obsessing over it.
I was obsessing over it, and I still am, dude. I'm starting to get to that point where like I'm looking at the specific topics again, like the lighting. We got lighting set up here.
Yeah,
we have audio. Where I'm color grading from scratch. Like those are all things that were unachievable at one point. Like for me, I was like, there's no way I can do that.
So you didn't see yourself there?
No, I didn't see myself there at that point. And I also didn't see this incorporating itself into pharmacy at all. But I'm really grateful to have the opportunities that I've had now to just create content and be able to use my passions in pharmacy. All right, Norman, so why pharmacy?
Why pharmacy? Great question. I think it started with, as all Asian parents do, it starts with the parents. My mom, when she immigrated from Vietnam over to America, over to Texas, she became a pharmacy technician for our local hometown independent pharmacy, and she worked there for 10 years. But the reason that she was a great worker, she was very hardworking, very diligent, and even the pharmacist that oversaw her, because I eventually worked for him, said that she was one of the best workers he's ever had through his 40 years. She quit because, one, because I was born, but two, because she was getting harassed by her coworkers because they didn't like how much the boss, the pharmacist, favored her.
Wow.
For her work ethic, even though she didn't speak the best English, she didn't have the best customer interactions because of her, solely just because of her, she didn't know English that well. She had just come over, she lived in Vietnam for the past 30, 40 years, and because of that, her coworkers would basically put her in awkward situations, put her on phone calls with doctors that would call in for refills and things like that, or authorizations.
Oh man.
So they just would put her in the most awkward situations. And yeah, that's kind of what inspired me to want to go into pharmacy specifically. Like, I knew I wanted to help people. Like, I'm obviously a people person.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go into pharmacy because I wanted to change the culture. And that's why I do my Instagram, like, influencing or whatever, blogging, so broadly, so that it's not pertinent to just one field of industry. It's pertinent to everyone. Like, mindset.
People want to engage. Like, this is a community. People don't mind communicating like that and don't mind reaching out to strangers and, like, interacting and being a part of that community. And, like, it took me a while to see that.
One of my best qualities is being able to see people's motivations, kind of what drives them, and identifying that and helping them identify it. And then from there, helping them find the path for them using that motivation. But yeah, just another thing that I wanted to bring up about, like, back on the question of, like, why pharmacy. So yeah, in addition to, like, my mom, I eventually worked under that same pharmacist, and he was actually a graduate of UT Pharmacy back in, like, I think 85. And I just really appreciated how genuine he was with his patients, and then also, like, the entrepreneurship. He owned, like, 4 LTC pharmacies and things like that. Yeah, doing lots of very innovative stuff in pharmacy. And so I think that's where I got exposed to some of the entrepreneurial tendencies in pharmacy. I was like, I could see myself doing that. And then when I started applying to pharmacy school during undergrad at UT Austin, Hookham, by the way, that's when I really started thinking about, like, well, why pharmacy? Like, is it just because of my mom? Like, I can't just do it just for her. And I think that's something a lot of minorities will identify with, is that sometimes we do things too often for other people, for our family, for our friends, for our grandma, our grandparents, things like that. But at the end of the day, your career, or your dream aspirations, they're yours and yours alone. And so for me, it was asking those big questions, asking why am I doing pharmacy? I think that goes back into, like, why I built the community that I've built, is because I like helping people find what motivates them, what drives them.
I think people like that you're doing that too. Like, it's obvious. It's obvious that people are engaging in, like, even with, a little bit over 1,000 followers, right?
Almost 2K.
Oh, almost 2K. But dude, even at that, like, the level of engagement that you're getting, that means you're doing it right. When the greed, when the fame, when all that stuff, like, gets thrown, and it's just about what you like, you learn the most. You put in the most work. You're the most motivated. But for me, for pharmacy, it was, I put on our outline IDK, honestly. And it's like, I'll go into it and I'll figure it out.
I'll just figure it out.
I'll figure it out. It'll happen. And, like, I was like, it's 4 years. That's forever, bro. These 4 years are up. It's crazy,
Cheers
man.
To that. Cheers
well, not for you, bro. You still got one more.
I still got one more year.
But so yeah, I got into it, and, like, I was saying earlier, like, I stumbled. I stumbled and I stumbled, and it was for a reason, because my passions are video and music, man, and, like, I had to be honest with myself. How do I find myself in pharmacy, right? And you had your vision sooner than me.
So you feel like when clinical rotations hit, that wall of realization just hit you?
Yes, that wall of realization was like, dude, like, this is me trying to figure out what I want to do. And I realized when I got into rotations, I was like, I'm going to market what I do. I'm just going to, like, I do videos, and I do music, we're in the middle of a pandemic where people need videos. And luckily I got experiences that showed me that there was a niche for it. I didn't know it was gonna be
like an entire market.
Like inside, so I thought still maybe I'd do it separate from pharmacy, and maybe I'll do jobs for pharmacies here and there. But shoot, I got into ambulatory care, right, first rotation, and you know, my preceptor was talking about how she wanted to do a project, and I was like, let me shoot a video for it. Right, let me. What
was the project for?
It was directed towards medical residents. We did a video with Tanner, right? Another P4 student. We did a metformin video, educating on metformin, then all the GLP-1s. But I kind of, you know, took it as this is my opportunity to use everything I've learned with video. Like let's not set up an iPhone. Let's not set up the camera and roll. Let's set up lights. Let's set up audio. Let's make an intro. Let's make it funny. You know, like let's combine it with professionalism. And it was always going to be my side thing, but it's like, what if? Then it became a what if in ambulatory care. Ambulatory care, then there was someone at the university, right? Because I'm in Advanced Hospital right now. Well, my last day was today, actually.
Oh, yeah. Congrats.
Cheers to that. Well, on to the next rotation. But I showed him the GLP-1 video. He stopped it a minute in. He was like, dude, you're missing the mark. Let me call this person. He started hooking me with all these people. Here's the director of outpatient services. She wants to do projects. He helped me find that vision. Because like I was like, there may be a niche for it, but he was like, no, you can do this in pharmacy, dude. You know, my parents have always been my greatest supporters, but outside of that, you know, I have my girlfriend is a great supporter, and I have a couple friends too that really show me support. But that's, you know, I can count on two hands the amount of people who have shown me like, this is for you and we believe in you. I don't hear that often. You know, and like, I'm not saying no one's obligated to tell you that, but it's nice to hear it. Right? So I want people to know too that like their talents are special. They can use those things. So like, let's talk just how we met, dude. Yeah, you came into the LRC, the little break room in our pharmacy building, and we immediately just hit it off, didn't we? Yeah, I mean, dude. Because you told me that you were like into videography. I was already kind of making my own content videos myself. Drafting up business plans, drafting up ideas, always, yeah. The activator, yeah, classic. And then from there, we just started hanging out a bit more. We started almost like studying together. Remember the picture that we took together at Banu? Oh, dude! Your scooter in the middle I drove my scooter, my little skirt. But then, yeah, later on, you know, I think it was the following semester. We still hung out a little bit, but you were going through your phase, your struggle. Like you were really struggling with P2, and because P2 is hard. You think what 22 hours, 21 hours, something like that. Very heavy. But still pushing because we were finding projects to bring us out of that. We did the "Don't Be a Butt" tobacco cessation video. Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. "Don't Be a Butt." What a great name for a video. And thanks, shout out to Judy as well. Oh, because Judy was like the mastermind behind that. So much. I know, Judy. Where you at, Judy? Judy. Cheers to Judy. Cheers to Judy. Cheers. For some reason, it was just one of those things. What was it? But it was another school challenged us to make a rap and a video over tobacco cessation, right, and treatment for it and stuff like that. And then we just went all in. Dude, she asked me, and for some reason, that little thing in my brain clicked where I was like, oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this, and I want to do it good. I had a beat, and like, she had the lyrics, man. I made little like tweaks for rhythm adjustment, but dude, she's a lyricist, man. For not being involved in music, I was just blown away. And then all I did was add my little like chorus, you know, my little auto-tune chorus to give it that catchy. And then I did a Travis Scott like, it's not lit, you know, it's not lit. Oh man, but that's such a and then like we got involved with that, and it's like, that was for fun, dude. But it really pushed me to find avenues. More opportunities came. You know, I was able to use that in my portfolio. You know, that landed me opportunities with the 40 Acres Pharmacy and things, and kind of revealed to me the niche. You know, for video stuff. Do the videography for that video, and then afterwards, once you had finished like putting the whole process together, the finished product, I was basically helping market it. Because as a P1, I was just dumbfounded that pharmacists. We could do that. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that's the thing. There was times where you didn't believe in yourself, and I pushed you, and then there was times where I didn't believe in my own marketing skills or videography skills, and you just pushed me, and we just pushed each other. I think it was really good. I would not be in this position with this amount of confidence in what I want to do if it weren't for those experiences. And that's what, like, tying it back to, like, just do what you like, man. Like, do what you like. Like, the work will find you. You know, you put in the work, and you will meet people that want to utilize those talents.
Yeah.
Fast forward to today, you know, the ambulatory care thing, it's like everything is just snowballing now.
Yeah.
And like, I am so grateful because before rotations, it was still I'm gonna do videos and I'm gonna do pharmacy and I don't know what I'm gonna do in pharmacy yet. You don't have to have it figured out, man. But if you're asking yourself those questions, that's the first step.
Yep.
A lot of people are into graphic design, a lot of people are into photography, like
Videography.
hone in on that skill, kind of expand it to a couple more things, like you're doing ads for a pharmacy. Honing in on your talents and exploring those avenues, I think, is one of the most important things because if you're able to incorporate your passion into your work, you're gonna be happy.
Yep.
And you're gonna make money.
Yeah, you're gonna be joyful. I think what I'm striving for is just to be joyful, not just happy, but like genuinely enjoy the work that I do. Yeah.
Hopefully, our goal with this is just we're gonna cover tough topics. We're gonna talk about our journey through pharmacy, a lot of our struggles, and kind of how we overcame things, and like hopefully people can get something out of it.
Specifically, we want to tell our story to inspire students who may feel out of place. Yeah, because feel like maybe there's more for me.
I want to start providing that value as well. Because I've been take, learn from everybody. But like when like the satisfaction really comes from like, oh, now I know my stuff and I'm gonna pay it forward. It's weird that feels good because you think like, oh, now I know my stuff, now I'm gonna make money. Right, but it's like because you can get so caught up in that, it's
very easy to get caught in that race.
And like you don't realize that like that satisfaction, that like true satisfaction is gonna be when you're happy doing what you do, and then you're also helping other people. Yep. Like it feels good, man. It just feels good.
It does.
But yeah, dude. So until next time,
Well, like I said, to end this on a particular note. In the end, we want to tell our story to inspire students, healthcare professionals, or just people in general who may feel like in their particular industry or in their job, or they feel like they're stuck. They feel like they can't find their passion or their purpose or whatever that is. And we just want to tell our story so that
because we've been there.
Yeah, because we've been there.
Yeah.
And we want people to identify with that and hopefully feel inspired to combine their passions with whatever they're doing. But especially for us, healthcare, specifically more pharmacy because we're both pharmacy students. But in general, the whole point of all the content we're going to do is to build a community of healthcare doers, entrepreneurs, coaches, whatever it is, as long as they're accomplishing their dreams. But yeah, building a community is what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, man.